say go, go. Every night I'll be with you. Hola, folks. There we go. I was like, where's my thing? How is y'all doing tonight? How are y'all doing? I think I'm going to put these back in their respective boxes now. Actually, I could have done this before I came live. Because I'm also going to turn these all up right. And I wanted to use both of these today. And I was like, well, what can I do with these today? Because I love these. Right? And so I was like, well, what can I do with these? And I was like, well, I can pull an Oracle card. I can do that dual aspect thing again. Because I like doing that. I like looking at multiple sides and angles and things. And one moment. Also, but then I was like, I don't know if I necessarily want to do it how I usually do it, right? Which is like the this and that type of format. And so I had this idea to pull an Oracle card. Because a lot of times it'll be like, especially for something general, it'll be like, well, it could be this situation or it could be that situation, and whatever the string of cards can mean, you kind of sort of pick up on the multiple potentialities of it, right? What did I put? Hold up. Oh gosh, I was like, where did I put the bottom of this box? It's right here. I was like, this fits differently than it usually does. Because the black one is it fits a little looser than the other one. And that's why I was like, wait. Okay. Yeah, here we go. I guess I should leave one of these boxes out just in case. Right? There we go. There we go. That feels right. And so I'll actually leave this one out just in case I want to feed. And then this one should be a little looser. Yep, perfect. I was like, what is that? Yeah. So I was typing up this email to my professor out on the porch because I wanted to get a little bit of outside time before the bees decided to be a little too friendly for my comfort. And I was writing the email and I was like, I can't, like, I'm having issues with this one variable and it's too low. And since the variable is so low, it's time. Since the time variable is so low, it takes the program a really, 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 really long time to run because, you know, if I need multiple seconds of this program and it takes me over 100,000 passes to get, 0.01 seconds, you can imagine how long it would take to run this. And so in the program, there are 3 variables that really affect things, right? And there's a story in here, so bear with me. There are 3 variables that I could sort of influence, that I can change, but they're all connected. So in reality, I can only choose 2 of them, and then I use the equation to get the 3rd one, right? And it's a thing in math and science. Depending on how many sort of variables you have in an equation will determine how many of them are sort of locked. And so one of them is locked, and I have 3 variables. Now, another one, it isn't hardcore locked, but it's softcore locked, because if that variable is less than 4, then the equation doesn't work. And so that one I pretty much lock at 4. So there's only one variable that I can choose, and that's either time or width. Now, don't ask me why. Ooh, the promise at the bottom of the deck. Okay, we just saw you the other day. Don't ask me why, but this whole time I've been fixing the width, trying to make the time what I wanted. And Then I was trying to fix time in the width to see if I can get the third one to be more than 4. And I couldn't get it to be more than 4 with what I was working with. And when I was typing this email, I literally just now, I was like, because I typed my del T is too small. The change in time is too small. And then I was like, well, why don't I fix the change in time? Have the other one at 4 and then determine what the width should be instead of complaining about the time. It's like I'm changing all of the variables except the one that I actually want to change. It's like I'm trying to change everything else to get it to be what I need it to be in order to get this thing to run. And then I just had that thought. I was like, wait, I can just set the time and then change the width because that would be much easier. So I'm just turning these up right. That's what just happened. Am I pulling the title card? Nah, we leaving that enough. Y'all know how much I love them title cards. I lose my gosh darn mind when they come out. I'm like, ooh, what does this mean? Can y'all see these? Oh, you can. Wonderful, wonderful. Momager. Okay. Hi, my name is and I'm a supermodel. I took to the runway like a baby with a bottle. I don't know why Kardashians the musical is in my head. That's the only episode of RuPaul's Drag Race that I own on iTunes because I wanted like the Kardashians the musical. And then because at first I couldn't find it anywhere, and then I just saw it on YouTube the other day. We're sisters, oh, we're the OG3. They're just on display. Yay, 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 yay. Alright. I had a dream last night about something I can't remember. I wrote it down. Or at least the first part of it I did. Let's see. For the OG3. Where's my phone? I do this every single time, don't I? Not every single time, but more often than is necessary. Hey Siri. Where are you?
Here I am.
Oh, here he is. That's like 95% of my conversations with Siri. It's already noon, so we're going to be running a little late today, but that's fine. I want to still get stuff done today. Kristen is a Cancer girl. Should have known it. I really get along with Cancers. I'm finding that out. This Cancer season in particular. I know on here I'm like, I prefer Scorpionic energy, but that's just because my descendant isn't Scorpio. But I still get down with the Cancers. What am I looking for? I don't know. Why was I looking for my phone? I don't remember. Oh, to see what I wrote down about this dream. We're the OG3. Don't you mean 4 like 4 sisters? Oh, yeah. I was back on campus. Now, usually around this time of the year, I wonder how long this is going to be a theme in my life. Usually around this time in the year, I have dreams about going back to school because, you know, August is the start of the semester here. Or it's always been the start of the school year for me. There are some schools that start after Memorial Day. I can't remember which one is in September, if it's Memorial Day or Labor Day. It might be Labor Day. Some schools start after that, but the ones I've gone to, we start before. It's like the last Monday in August, typically. And so I guess that's nice because then you get like the extended weekend right at the beginning of the year. But yeah, usually at around this time, I have dreams about going back to school. And I had one last night, and I had another one the other night, but that one was like last night on campus. Last night, for whatever reason, I was back on campus, and I wasn't going back to school though, but I was just in there. And I guess since I was there, I was at my old job at the front desk. I was with two clerks who haven't been working together in a minute now. One of them isn't even at the university anymore. And, ooh, what's this? Ooh, this 7 of Wands just caught my eye. I was like, ooh, what's all that up there? Where's this? Ooh. I'm going to timestamp when I actually begin this in the description box and then in the comments after it's published. And I was there just like listening to them, and they're like, how are we going to do this? Blah, blah, blah. And then they had a work meeting, so I just showed up. And then they were like, oh, like Patrick's working with us again. I didn't even say, this is the Hierophant. My name is Patrick. Welcome. This is the Hierophant. My name is Patrick. Welcome. How are y'all doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing very well, actually. That is my hope for you. Why would I hope that you're doing anything less than well, you know? It's like, that's a waste of a hope. I hope you're doing awful, because I'm a great person. That moon, is it new yet? Is it new yet? Oh, it's 12:06. It might actually be. Let's see. So anyway, I have this dream that I'm just sort of sitting in there chilling, and then they kind of sort of recruit me. And I show up to the meeting, and I'm like, oh, Patrick's back. Patrick's going to be working with us again. He's going to show us how it's done. It's not yet. Y'all see this? We got 14 minutes until the new moon. Let's see if we can get in there. It might be in there, it might not be. Oh. See over there? There's the glyph. Yeah, you see that? They're both 28. One is 20. The moon is 28:11. It's 28:12 now. The sun is 28:25. And so in 13 minutes, we'll have a new moon exactly. And Saturn is 28:39. 28:39 Capricorn. And so these are going to be like 10 minutes. 14 minutes. They're going to be 14 minutes between the sun, the moon, and this direct Capricorn opposition, which is very tight. Like, that's less than half a degree. That would be about a quarter of a degree, because if there's 60 minutes in a degree, then 15 would be a fourth. I think. You know. But yeah, I had this dream that I was going back to school, and they're like coloring pictures, and she's like, because it was like I was walking in, because again, like I'm not actually going back to school, so a lot of my back to school dreams now are interesting. It's like I'm visiting campus, it's my last night on campus, I'm just in the neighborhood, I'm passing by, I want to catch up with some folks. And that's what I was doing, I was just catching up, sort of sitting there, and then I got recruited, and it's like they're coloring. And I sit down, and the coordinator is one of my friends from high school. And she's like, hey, like, so right now we're coloring. If you don't know what to do, then you can, like, look at someone else, like, or work with someone else for, like, inspiration. And I was like, I'll be fine. I'm like, we're literally coloring. Like, it's not that complex. It was interesting. I don't know. But she was like, yeah, like if you don't know what to do, since you're just coming, like then you can like work or collab with someone else or like get inspiration from somebody else. And I was like, I don't need it. But thanks though. It was weird. And the picture, it was like, this is even weirder. Not weirder, but it was like a GameCube surrounded by clouds is what they were coloring. But so what I did was I took a marker first. And I went over the outlines with the color that I wanted, right? So part of the clouds I went over with yellow because I was going to do it like a light yellow color. And by the time I went in with the black, around like closer to the GameCube or whatever, or to do the GameCube was gone and it was just all clouds. And so I accidentally like ran into the yellow. And when I ran into the yellow, I was like, whoa, where did the GameCube go? I don't know. It was interesting. What else? What can I talk about? I'm feeling a lot of things. I don't want to be so fiery anymore. I really don't. I want to be just like chill, you know? Like, that's who I was born to be. I'm just like not able to be that person a lot. I think these are still all upright. Nope, they're not. I'll take that back. I ended up turning some of these in reverse because I used it with the other deck, and I didn't want one to have reversals and the other to not have reversals. For the OG3, don't you mean for like Four Sisters? Yeah. I guess it's okay to just have silence sometimes, so I'm gonna sit in silence while I do this, and then we'll come back. What is this? Oh, the Five of Cups. I was like, have I ever seen this card before? With OG3, don't you mean for like Four Sisters? No, it's stuck in my head. Oh, there we go. Bangin' bong, bangin' booty, you know I was Ray J, then Kanye, was a pit stop in the NBA. And I break the internet like every other day. I kind of want to do like just like a straight up love reading, honestly, low-key, just to see if I can and what it would like what it would look like. And like I've kind of done it in the past, but never intentionally. Like it would always be the vibe that I got from whatever was on the table. So I want to like sit down and intentionally do something. So how I'm going to be doing this is these cards are going to be the lesser integrated side, and then the dark cards are going to be the more integrated side of whatever energy the Oracle card comes out with. And I'm just going to get 3 cards to sort of clarify it. 1 or 2 or 3. Yeah, we'll get 3 cards to clarify it. And I might actually go looking for the cards. I'll do it in the first one and I'll see how I like it. And those typically tend to be a little longer, so that might be the only thing that we do today, and that might be what I do for the next few days, or this week or whatever, the next few days, like I said. So the reason why I'm having the dark ones be more complete integration is because light is the source, and the pigment takes the light and it uses the light. And so something that is dark in pigment absorbs all spectrums of the light scale, absorbs all frequencies of the light spectrum, and they don't reflect or transmit any of it back, right? So that'd be the equivalent to me of integrating all of it and not giving anything back. The lighter one, the more, like, the closer it is to white, the more it doesn't absorb, or the less that it absorbs, the more that it transmits back, right? It's like with the darker things, it's something that takes in the light. With the lighter things, it's more like a mirror. And So that's why I'm doing it this way, if you were curious. Ooh. 7 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. No. Who this? Oh, it's the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. We're sisters. We're the OG3. Don't you mean 4 like 4 sisters? Mom. And then the 2 of Cups is at the bottom of this deck. So, okay, work. Sis. What's at the tops, though? Because that's what really matters. We have the 7 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands on one deck, the 7 of Wands on the other. We're the OG3. Don't you make 4 like 4 sisters? We're sisters. Oh. This is the one that I wanted to put up here. Yeah. I got this one just in case, you know? I love how it sort of semi-dynamically adjusts. Okay. So now we're going to come over here. We're going to get an energy. I'm going to read the things. I'm going to pick the cards. We'll do a major, a minor, and a court card. Because I'm kind of sort of feeling it. Ooh, that is not even. That was not even. I can't even. What can you? Let's see. And also, lately I've been waking up at like between 4 and 5 in the morning to witness the sunrise, and then I go back to sleep. I'm like, okay, it don't matter if I go to bed at 1 and I get 3 hours of sleep, and then I go back to sleep and get some more sleep. But it's like I literally just like wake up and it's still dark outside. I'm like, what is this about? It's like, I guess I'm here to witness the sunrise. And then as soon as I see the sun, I'm like, okay, it's time to go back to sleep. And then there's a solar plexus, solar portal at the bottom. Alright. Let's see. What energy are we looking at today? There it is. Majestic Eminence. Bottom of the deck is Exploration. 15 and 27. Yep, 6 and 9. Is this a 3? 43. Utopia. That's a 7. 6, 7, 9. Where's the 8? Is this an 8? This is 11. Emergence. That's a 2. Girl, okay. No, that's Euphoria. Euphoria. I can't wait. I must be dreaming. This is Priestess, Divine Feminine, and Worth. Work. Majestic Eminence. Priestess, Divine Feminine, and Worth. These cards are gorgeous. So Priestess is going to be the High Sage, the High Priestess, obviously. Divine Feminine is going to be the Queen of Cups. No. Priestess is going to be the Queen of Cups. Divine Feminine is going to be the Pillar, the Empress. And Worth is going to be the 9 of Coins. With OG3, or could it be a Swords card? Worth could be like a Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. But no, we're going to go, so I'm going to give this one shuffle, a cut, and then we'll look and we'll pull these in order. We'll give it a 3 cut. And then we'll look for, who did I say? The Sovereign of Cups. This will be interesting because depending on where the light is, these cards are kind of hard to read. How did you end up in reverse? The Ruler of Coins was in reverse. Now, the Ruler of Coins is the one I said had the dusty crown. because we don't use it. Oh, I didn't get the timestamp. I'll get the timestamp after I get all the cards, if I remember. Somebody remind me. Thank you. Just saw the 9 of coins. 2 conquerors together. Who are they? The Conqueror of Cups and the Conqueror of Wands. Okay. I've been seeing the Conqueror of Cups and the Conqueror of Coins together. Knight of Cups and Knight of Coins. And a few things, actually. So here's the Sovereign of Cups. And those are the 2 things surrounding her. Outside of her window is the Wheel of Fortune and the 3 of Coins. I'm actually going to put her back in the deck. And we're going to shuffle. She was about halfway. We're going to shuffle. Actually, before we do that, we're going to come over here and we're going to do the same. Looking for the Conqueror of Cups. The Sovereign of Cups. Looking for the Sovereign of Cups. Looking for the Sovereign of Cups. Cups. Cup. The Sovereign and the Ruler of Swords are together. That King and Queen of Swords energy. Y'all can't see that. That's fine. There she is. Ooh, she coming out with, okay. And again, this side is less integrated. This side over here is more integrated. And we'll see what that actually means. Okay. Next, we're going to be looking for, I don't think I shuffled these yet. Next is going to be the Pillar, which is the energy of the Empress, for Divine Feminine. And we'll put these up here. Put this towards the middle. Did I cut this? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Ooh, that was a 4 cut. Okay. Put the Fool at the bottom. The Fool and the 10 of Cups. I wanna see you be brave. Say what you gotta say. Just let the words fall out. 'Cause honestly, I wanna see you be brave. That song, actually, I was in the store with my mama. And I was talking about that song a minute ago. And I haven't heard it, at all. And I actually, back when I was a little tyke in college, Kristen, and it's her birthday today, she actually sang that song to me because I was a depressed mess. And I wasn't facing up to the challenges I had in my life. And she was like, and at that point, if you're not ready to be helped, you're not ready to be helped. And I wasn't ready to be helped. So whatever she was saying, I was not listening. She was like, there are people who have it worse who find a way. And you wouldn't be given this in your life if you couldn't work around it and still achieve some kind of greatness and still go after your dreams. Just because this is a thing that you, just because this is a part of your life doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice everything that you actually want. And I wasn't ready to hear it at that point. But she's the one that was like, I want you to listen to Sarah Bareilles, Brave, or whatever it's called. And then she started singing it, and then this other random dude walked by and started singing it with her. Ben, he actually helped me assemble my computer. And then I heard it in Walmart? Walmart. And I was like, what? Say what you're gonna say. Just let the words fall out. 'Cause honestly, I wanna see you be brave. I don't really know the words. I listened to it one time. Not gonna lie. Ooh, it's looking like the pillar may already be on the table. La, la, la. So maybe I should look at the cards around these just in case. There's the anchor. The seven of coins is in reverse. No, here she is. Oh my gosh. Coming out at the bottom of the deck. I'm like, girl, where you at? Are you here? Oh, well, look at this. Now the pillar and the anchor. Nope. Nope. Where's the anchor? I literally just saw it. I thought they would be together. Oh, they are together. Now the pillar and the anchor are together. The Emperor and the Empress energies. They were separated by one card at the top of the deck. And since I was going from the bottom, it took me a while to find him. Let's see. Let's get into this. Oh my gosh. See, whenever like this area and in here starts to hurt, sometimes I'm just like, okay, let's slow it down. But it's like, no, let's just go for it. I want my head to explode. Metaphorically, because it's so lit. I remember I was watching somebody do a live reading her equipment. She had a whatever, and she had to do all of her uploads live. And I was watching. I tuned in, and she was like, "Oof, my crown, my crown." I was like, "Mm-hmm." But go ahead and tell me the message. Go ahead and say it, girl. And she was like, "Oh, my crown, my crown." I'm like, I know. Oh, interesting. That's juicy. So the pillar actually came up like right up top this time, which is cute. Didn't really have to look. I don't know why I always gotta blow my nose when I come on. Okay, now let's go to the Nine of Coins. And we'll just give this a 2 cut. I wanna see you be brave. Say what you gotta say. Just let the words fall out. Cause honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Ooh, the anchor and the pillar still together. With justice this time. Work. Work. The Ten of Cups, the Fool, the Lovers, the Tower. So it was the Tower, and then the Lovers, and then the Fool, and then the Ten of Cups. So, I love that energy. Followed by this Ruler of Wands, which is all about doing things the right way. The ends must justify the means. Which is making problems such that you regret them better that they'll end to never get them. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And Fortune smiled. Yup. She's coming out. We got the title card. Came out with that 9 of coins worth. Bottom of the deck is the 7 of cups. After everything's come out. 7 of cups and exploration. Interesting. I'm not saying that. Ooh, that was a good one. We did this half cut. Let's go work. Death in the 7 of cups over here. Oh, at the bottom. I don't know if y'all can see these. Let's try it up here. Let's see. Death in the 7 of cups up here. Interesting. It's like you gotta walk before you can run type of energy. And it's like, you know, before you just go out and start manifesting anything all willy-nilly that's like, oh, I lost it. But it's like, you know, be a little wiser with your choices before you just go out and start picking up anything. And here, no, that's the 9 of cups. Sorry. The game shut down. Sorry, it's over. It's over now, it's over. It's my turn now, it's over. I love this noise. I like food. So yeah, the bottom of the deck over here is Death. Let's see if I do it up here if you can see a little better. Death. And behind Death is the Seven of Cups. Don't know if that shows up at all. Let's try over here. Not much better. There we go, kinda. Death with the Seven of Cups. Interesting, because over here, it's the Seven of Cups. Well, what's behind the Seven of Cups? Now I'm interested, I'm intrigued, I must know. Behind the Seven of Cups is the Seeker of Coins. Okay. Yeah. So it's like, with exploration, I'm going to have to blow my nose, y'all. One moment. Now, the excellent thing about using OBS is I can just do stuff like this. I don't get it. I don't understand, Rima. Why did you turn fake on me? Why did you turn fake on me, Rima? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, where's my runtime? There it is. I'll say 37 minutes is where we begin. And Nick. Ooh, I don't have a scarecrow. I don't understand. I don't understand, B. Don't understand. I thought we were cool, Rima. I don't understand. Why did you turn fake on me? Okay, we're gonna have to check the time again, because 37:30. All right, so if you are tuning in here, my name is Patrick. This is the Hierophant. Welcome. So I got all the cards on the table. Basically, how I'm doing this is I wanted a Magical Dimensions Oracle card, and then I wanted to see sort of two sides of the integration of this energy. And now I'm taking this side as a more complete integration because we're working off of light versus the pigment. This is the light. These are the pigments. So the darker one absorbs all of the light. The lighter one reflects all of the light right back out. And then this is like the less integrated energy, right? So the card, the light that we have is, oof, it almost flew on my hand. Majestic Eminence, it's number 29. It's Priestess, Divine Feminine, and Worth. And so for the Priestess part, I went through and I looked for the Queen of Cups. Now, I know you may think, High Priestess, duh, that's what I said at first. But I wanted a major, a minor, and a court card. So for the major, I decided to do the Empress, the Pillar Energy for Divine Feminine. Because I was going to do the Queen of Cups for Divine Feminine. I was like, that doesn't really fit for me. I was like, the Divine Feminine has to be the Empress, but a Priestess can be anybody, right? It's not like a High Priestess. It's not the All-Knowing. It's not the Oracle. It's just the Priestess. And so I went with the Queen of Cups, the most intuitive person outside of the High Priestess. It was easy. And then for Worth, I went with the Nine of Pentacles. So I shuffled, cut, pulled the Priestess, or pulled the Queen around the Sovereign of Cups over here. Did this first and then this one, and then I shuffled, cut, did the Pillar, shuffled, cut, did the Nine of Coins. Bottom of the decks, we have the Exploration card, which is number, it's, what is it? A 9? I think it's a 9. Nope, it's a 6. It's number 15. Exploration is boldness, unknown, and limitless. And then at the bottom of the deck, on the integrated side, we have the 7 of coins, the 7 of cups, sorry. On the integrated side, we have the 7 of cups. On the lesser integrated side, on the reflective side, we have the death card. Now, what's interesting is that the Seven of Cups is actually behind this Death card. And so then I looked at what's behind the Seven of Cups over here, and it's the Seeker of Coins. And so if this is a more integrated energy, and if Death comes before the Seven of Cups, and then the Seeker of Coins comes after the Seven of Cups, what's running behind when it comes to this exploration is it's the Tooth. The teeth in this deck speak to wisdom and experiences. And so that's the wisdom that we've gained from our previous experience, right? The Six of Cups is often tied to the past, our pasts. And we've gained wisdom from the past so that we can make new choices. And after we begin to make new choices, we're extracting new things from the earth. We're having these brand new experiences. But over here on the lesser integrated side, we have this Death card. And so the Death card before the Seven of Cups, it tells us that there's still more transformation and still more healing and a little bit more growth and maturation that needs to happen within us before we can fully extract from our past the experiences that we need to come into something brand new, right? Because there's also a tooth on the string, right? There's a tooth, and then there's a coin with a key. And it's almost like I usually see her as pulling this out, but now it's going in. The wisdom that she's gained is the key to whatever lies in this seed. It's like it's unlocking it, like there's a keyhole in the seed. And you can't get to the keyhole until you've gone through that death process. So it's like just a single step behind, but whatever we need to integrate here is what we need to integrate here. Now, the cards are upright for me, reverse for you. It's fine. It helps me be a little less confused. I mean, they're all upright, so I wouldn't be confused either way, honestly. But you know. This is number 27. Majestic Eminence. Yep. And since the card is on the table, well, I might as well, right? I'll give y'all a break from looking at my handsome face. So, the celestial interpretation here is Majestic Eminence resonates to the sacred and divine. Hold up, wait. Resonates to the sacred and divine actions of the true inner priestess. The sublime, generous, and blessed. I'm putting this card down because I need to angle this so I can actually see it. And still, like, project towards the mic, right? The true form of the inner priestess, the sublime, generous, and blessed. What? Hold up. Oh, okay. All right. The sublime, blessed, and generous divine feminine is to be honored and acknowledged as it is this exalted force that fosters balance from excess masculine energy. This noble ray embodies the highest frequencies of grace, patience, and love, yet empowers the soul with dignity and worth. Through the inward journey of the priestess, the voyage cherishes beauty within one's own soul. Should that be the Voyager? Right? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it should be the Voyager, but through the inward journey of the priestess, the Voyager cherishes beauty within one's soul, and all other souls are inspired to do the same. Okay. The oracle interpretation here is, regardless if you're in a male or female body, this card suggests the need to balance the divine feminine aspects within yourself and honor your worth. Allow your wisdom and power to be expressed by example. Bask in your own sacredness with gratitude and love. Be confident with your choices and get receptive. Wait, what? Oh, be confident with your choices and yet receptive to all of life. The companion crystals here are amethyst and auralite. Interesting. Both of those. The companion essential oil here is lily of the valley. And so I love this because I was just talking about wisdom that comes from the past, and with that wisdom, making choices that will lead to, things that we actually want, are using that wisdom to extract the best out of, unlock the higher realms of potentiality and possibility through those divine gates and portals locked and checked by frequency set points. Work. Okay. So let's look at the first scale, shall we? Okay, let me not grab too many. Here we go. It's these two. So first to the stage. Let's put these on top. To the stage. I was like, wait, where's the second card? Hold up. Hold it. This is no. Don't tell me I only pulled one card. I've pulled both cards every time. I thought. So this will be interesting. Well, we got two cards over here and we got one card over here. It always is how it's supposed to be. So when it comes to Priestess, we have the Ten of Swords and the Hermit card in the integrated state. Now, what I love about the Ten of Swords and the Hermit card is lately, whenever I see the Ten of Swords, I'm getting the feeling that it's time for us to learn to maneuver and walk with these 10 swords in our back. Also, going back, I know I talked about the Nine of Swords and the SKT. It had to be on this channel because I don't use the SKT on my Legacy channel anymore. And it was like the Nine of Swords is the pain of the separation or the disparity between our light and our shadow. But it's almost like as the shadow comes in, it has the ability to push those swords out of our back. Because a lot of times when it comes to Ten of Swordsy types of matters, it's the burden of our shadow carrying these things without us sort of splitting the load. And when we integrate with the shadow and when we split the load and we flex, it has the ability to just like deflect it. It's like the shadow is so dense, it's sword-proof. The shadow is the Nemean lion. If y'all remember the Lion of Nemea or Nemea, the impenetrable hide, that's the shadow. When it's imbalanced, well, it's just, I feel like it's one of the properties of the shadow in general, especially when it's balanced, because that's where a lot of that negative energy kind of sort of tends to go anyway. And so when you have it in proper aspect with the light, you can flex it to get it to deflect things that are not of it, right? And then with the light, you can still come in with that love and that compassion and that understanding to balance the two. It's wonderful energy, darling. And it's interesting that this is Priestess because it's almost like going through this process and doing that, coming upon that integration, it leads us to being the sage of our own experiences. And that's kind of sort of the Priestess energy. It's almost like it clears the channels for a whole bunch of stuff when we're self-integrated and when we're aligned. And one of the things that it does, it aligns us to our higher self in a way that is more reflective of what it is to us when you've done this. And this isn't necessarily just internalizing all of that pain, but again, we see with these, in this Ten of Swords, we see that light, or we see all of these things radiating outward from a singular point. Let me look. Yeah, it actually... Ooh, girl, these swords is baroque. No, wait. Let me look. Oh, they're stabbing the hands. But yeah, it is radiant. It's radiating outward. Because if we look at it, if I'll be able to show you, there's actually a third eye. at the center of all that. Let's see. There you go. Let me get. There you go. The third eye at the center, and then all of these swords sort of stabbing the hands underneath. When we've gone through all of this, and when we don't need to be rescued from that pain anymore, when we can find solitude and solace within ourselves, I'm getting this hermit as a very grounded energy. And it's like the light in his lantern stands against all of the darkness, right? It's about bringing it all into a context and flexing into the truth of who we are, the wholeness of who we are. And then that's when that vision is unlocked in this Ten of Swords. And again, we're granted permission to that priestess energy in a way that isn't as filtered. It doesn't need to see things in a certain way because it's already sort of seen the worst of the worst and it's integrated it, right? It's just like a truer channel. So when it's more integrated, it's that energy. When it's less integrated, we have the Ten of Cups over here. And this is interesting. Oh, their hands. Oh, they're little baby hands. They're little hands within hands. Hold on, wait. I don't know if it'll show up. Well, you see the 10 cups. They're little hands within hands down there. So in this card, there's a third eye looking up at a star, but there's also a star beneath it and beneath the cups. And again, I feel like what I just said about not needing to see things in a certain way, it's like when you can look at the light and the dark of something, when you can see it as a more complete whole, you're closer to the trueness of that feminine energy, that priestess energy, right? Because feminine energy is dark, masculine energy is light. Feminine energy is receptive and it receives, and it is the space through which things are born. Masculine energy is light, it is expressive, it is seen, right? Oh, there you go. Can you see the little hands within the hands? Maybe not, maybe not. There are little hands within the hands, and I think it's really cute. That could be us and like our inner children. But again, with these stars, there's a star above and a star below. And then that third eye looking at the star above, there's no balance. There's no, again, it's very, it's like pointed. I don't know how to say it. It's very like, it has blindfolds. What do they call them? Not blindfolders, blinders. It has blinders on. So its vision is very narrow. And when your vision is this narrow, you're a less effective priestess than you could be if your vision were much wider, right? Because it's like you're subconsciously filtering out everything that doesn't come through this direct channel. But there are many things in the environment, there are many things that play subtle roles outside the singular point that we're looking at. But with this lesser integrated energy over here, it's not able to see that. And then you can kind of see how the cups get more and more and more narrow as they go up to the top one. They get more and more and more narrow. So it's closing in on that vision. And I mean, it's understandable if sometimes we just want to feel good, right? But I mean, it is interesting though. We have the Ten of Cups over here, and then we got the Ten of Swords over here, with the Hermit over here also. And so I feel like this is like the common misconception-y, lesser integrated type of energy over here, where it's all about being happy and being fulfilled and looking at the brightest in life. And excuse me, it is to some extent, but a true priestess sees it all. And some people don't want to see it all, and that's fine. Now, when it comes to divine feminine, over here we have the Seven of Coins and the Three of Wands. In the Three of Wands, we actually have 4 coins. We have 4 coins in the Three of Wands. I actually love this. Because, so, in this Ten of Swords, we see the light at the top, with the third eye in it. What's that above the light? Oh, that's the hilt of the sword. But we see the light at the top with this third eye in it, and then we see the two hands that are being impaled by the swords. If you can see them, I may be a little too close. The two hands impaled by all the swords. There you go. In this Three of Wands card, we see these two hands now with third eyes on them, as if they've been awakened because of this energy. Now, I feel like there could be a tendency here to look at this Ten of Swords energy with the Hermit as more integrated and this Ten of Cups energy as less integrated. And it may lead us to believe that one who sees a dark vision, or one who primarily sees dark visions, Ten of Swords, is closer to actual, true priestess energy, and one who only sees the best, or one who only sees the better, is further away from that true priestess energy. But I'm getting it not as that, because there's also, like, if someone only sees one end of the spectrum, it's one-sided. It doesn't matter if it's the good side of the energy or the bad side of the energy. If you can't see both and integrate them and weave the grander picture of what's energetically going on, if you're too dominantly focused on one thing rather than the other, it kind of sort of takes you out of that space. Because it's like you zone in on a very specific set of potentialities instead of the greater potential or area of potential as a whole. I just felt like I needed to clarify that. But anyway, now the eyes have been awakened because of these swords. And we have these two coins, and I don't know what these coins mean. These coins show up in the Suit of Wands, I believe. And it's like they have 2 leaves on them and 8 in Roman numerals. VIII. I don't know. And then we have the 7 of coins over here. The 7 of coins is 1 seed, 2 roses, 2 crystals, and 2 roots. Oh, and this is divine feminine energy. I love it. Because we have, with the 1 seed, that's a new beginning, with love in the rose, abundance in the crystal, and then communication, growth, and community with these root systems. And then we have that moon, the crescent moon at the top as well. And so it's given me like just, this is kind of sort of pure Empress energy over here. It's like the hands could be like working with this energy or actually utilizing this energy or just energy in general. And with the hands being pierced over here, this is giving me the energy of like, and again, it comes to doing all of this deeper sort of integration work. It's not about changing and manipulating events to get a different outcome with this Ten of Swords. It's like the hands are pierced. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. You just need to look at it for what it is and take it in. Right. And it's almost like the pain guides you to the source of your greatest blockage. But over here with the Ten of Cups, it's like it's hands within hands. And so it's like trying to go back and change the past instead of learning from it and moving forward into a new future. It's like there are 2 energies that are trying to change the future. This one, by understanding the past and integrating everything up until this point to make new choices with that wisdom like we've seen over here. And this one that will try to go back into the past and change things in order to make a different outcome in the future. But with this Death card over here, it's like if you go back and change the past, you don't even know what your present is going to be let alone the future. It's like it's kind of like me in that work, right? I was changing all of the variables except for the one that I actually wanted to change. And it's like, why not change the one that you actually want to change and then let everything else sort of line up? If your biggest issue is this one variable that won't be anywhere near where you need it to be in order to finish this thing. And so it's like, since you didn't use your hands up here, now you're able to use your hands in a whole new way. With this Three of Wands, it's like you're able to weave that energy yourself. And maybe that's why there's 4 coins over here. And maybe 8 could be 8 and coins. What are coins? Let's see. A coin is fortune, opportunity, and abundance. Okay. Are there leaves on here? I don't think so. The number 8 is achievement, expertise, and changes. So 8 is achievement, expertise, and changes. The coin, again, is fortune, opportunity, and abundance. So it could be, and there's 4 of them. So a change in fortune, it could be okay. It's like, don't get too far into it. So with the 8 and the leaves are about growth. It's the sprout. It's germination. It's the beginning, right? And so with the 3 of Wands, it comes to the things that we want, typically things that we need external input to get where we want to go, right? It's like with the 2 of Wands, that's us doing everything that we need to do. Sometimes the 3 of Wands, people say it's waiting for your ships to come in. It's waiting for interaction from the outside to make this thing go forward. But it's almost like we're kind of sort of learning to cut out the middleman with this priestess energy, or with this divine feminine energy, and just like sort of create on our own. But again, we're creating from a space of love. We're creating from a space of creating from a space of helping others with that community, creating from a space of serving our community. And then also we're creating from a space, and we're creating that abundance, right? And it's like we're creating enough for us, and we're creating enough for those around us at the same time. Just like it said that the journey of the voyage is to cherish beauty, like the beauty within our own soul and within other souls as well. It's kind of sort of like that. And this is the more integrated side of this energy. The lesser integrated side of this energy is the Sovereign of Cups and the Anchor. It's interesting that the Sovereign of Cups came out, because I decided to actually put these back in the deck and to reshuffle them up here. I was like, I don't know if I should like leave them out or if I should put them back in. And so I decided to put it back in, and then it came out. And it came out with the Anchor. And the Anchor typically is Emperor energy. But here, honestly, with the Anchor and the Sovereign of Cups, I'm getting at is like it's weighing down the Sovereign of Cups energy, right? And then when the Sovereign of Cups came out, we only have 1 card. It's unbalanced. And again, like that was it looking at 1 star and completely disregarding the other star. It's the vision that you want to see, focusing on the vision that you want to see for whatever reason, right? And that was another thing over here when it comes to people who see only dark visions. Some people have fixations with darkness and the worst possible, like the worst case scenario, right? I don't want to say people who enjoy horror movies, but you have people who enjoy horror movies, and then you have people who enjoy rom-coms, right? And if all you watch is horror, or if all you watch is rom-coms, then you could say that the birth of, you don't watch a lot of genres of movies, okay? We don't need to make it complicated. If you only watch horror, or if you only watch rom-coms, you only watch one genre of movies. And so you can't say that you watch every single genre if you only watch one. So it doesn't matter if it's this one or that one, you're focused on one. Whereas when it comes to raw priestess energy or true priestess energy, it is a seer of all things, right? Not just the ones it focuses on. But with this anchor and with this ruler of cups, I don't know if y'all can see him, but it's like this anchor, it weighs down her ability to do what it is she needs to do. It introduces masculine influence in spaces that are purely feminine. And then it leaves one feeling dissatisfied. And again, it's like this is the misconception over here. This is how I'm reading it. I could be wrong, right? I can only speak from my perspective and the perspectives that are shown to me. I can't speak to every single one, right? And I don't live every single one. So take it as it resonates, aka. But over here, it's like when I talk about integration, it isn't necessarily about having masculine energy in feminine spaces and feminine energy in masculine spaces. It's about realizing the spaces that they occupy within themselves, right? And not giving one more weight or more value over the other, right? So instead of it being like this is a girls only club and that's a boys only club, let's think of it as like this is a girls only space for girls to discuss issues that girls go through, and this is a boys only space for boys to discuss issues that boys go through. And since they have these discussions within their own spaces, and since they hold each other accountable in their separate spaces, when we come together, we can more fully operate and integrate and do all kinds of stuff, right? It's like we both have our spaces to go back and to decompress. And not every space necessarily needs to be integrated when it comes to this energy, right? Because it's like you don't want to have a constrictive energy in a space that's supposed to be like a limitless expanse, right? It's like having Saturn in a place where Jupiter is supposed to be. And then you don't want to have Jupiter in a place where Saturn is supposed to be, right? If something is supposed to be confined, if something is supposed to be rigid, you don't want it to extend and to bleed into the surroundings, right? There are some things that must be contained, and there are other things that should be let to roam free. And this is like, it introduces competition in spaces where there doesn't need to be competition. It's literally the anchor weighing down the Sovereign of Cups energy. And the Sovereign of Cups, again, is that priestess. And so it limits your vision at the same time, because it dampens your ability to maneuver and operate within that feminine energy. Now, when it comes to worth, I didn't even read it because, I can't read that. Oh, worth. It's upside down. I can. Now, what's interesting here is that the title card came out with the Four of Swords. So, since the title card came out, I could effectively take this out. And so it's like we have one card down here, and then we got one card up here. I'm going to do that, but I'm also going to leave this in here because this is the Mind Your Business card. This is the Mind Your Business card for me. If a deck comes with a title card, or if it comes with a card the size of the other cards, I'll leave it in there. And I interpret it as it should be. Excuse me, or as I feel it. Like in the Pride Tarot, there are two cards. There's one that is it's like the Pride card. It has nature, healing, sunlight. No, it's life, sunlight, life, healing, sunlight, nature, serenity, and spirit. And then there's the actual title card. And so they mean different things for me. Right? I take this as the title card. It's the Mind Your Business card. It's the little cheat sheet that came. Like, that's where everything is in the book. These are what these numbers mean. Those are what those symbols mean. And then those are what the suits mean. And so, yeah. So over here, when it comes to worth, with the Four of Swords and with this title card, The energy I'm getting here is we've come more fully into this priestess energy, which means that we have the ability to see things with the hermit here being the star in the darkness. Even when even when the world outside doesn't validate the truth that we know, we don't lose it. We hold our truth regardless of what the outside world is. And it comes a lot of times after the Ten of Swords, right? It's like, I know who I am, I know what I believe, and it doesn't matter what the rest of y'all know or see or believe, because I know what's for me inside of me. And the Ten of Swords could be the intersection of this mental combat, just like the Ten of Wands is the intersection of like what you want for you and what you want to do, and what other people want for you and what they want to do. It's like what you want to do and what other people want you to do for them, / what other people want you to do. And that's the Ten of Wands. That's burdens. Like, we can't carry what we want for ourselves and what other people want for us. At the end of the day, eventually, we just got to drop everything else and do what we need to do for us. And it's kind of sort of the same for swords, right? It's like, this is what I believe. These are my mental patterns. This is how I align my mental body to my other bodies. And then it's like, on the outside, it's what other people think that we should be doing. And what happens is, mentally, we have to go in and kind of separate what we truly think and believe and what other people have sort of put onto us, that then gives us this like Three of Swords-y type of feeling, because we're trying to hold patterns and programs that are not ours. And so this is holding energy. I'm going to hold mine regardless of what's on the outside. And so we have this oppositional energy, or we have this this energy of integrity to maintain what one believes regardless of everything on the outside, to maintain a vision, to see the source of the light even when it's encaged before it's been released onto the world, that priestess energy, right? To look in the realm of potentialities before they come into the physical, to see into the realm of spirit that precedes everything, even before it started to be validated on the mental and the physical level, in a way that we can more with our senses make logic of and experience. And then we come into this Empress energy, the ability to create or to begin creating those things, or the ability to call in those things outside of ourselves to assist us with our creation, right? Because even the feminine sometimes depends on masculine energy to participate in the birthing and the creation of something. So this is the ability to call it in instead of just waiting for it. And then what it leads us to is this Four of Swords and this title card, which is that trust in divine timing, right? And again, it's because the vision that we hold, we don't need the external world to validate. And so when we stick to it with these energies and we hold those portals open, we know that it's only a matter of time until they come to be. And so we can rest knowing that our next step has been laid out and prepared for us, right? And we don't have to worry, we don't have to stress, and that's the worth as well. In this moment of rest, we're not accepting the things that we didn't call for, and we're not accepting things less than what our worth is. And we're not going to allow ourselves to be so impatient that we take ourselves off of the path that we've created for ourselves when this energy is more aligned. So, Majestic Eminence. Yeah, this is like some magical, like, I'll wait. It's like, are you sure you're gonna wait? And it's like, I'm not eating garbage, so yeah, I'll wait until the fries are fresh. I will wait for some hot, fresh fries. I don't mind. Thank you. Because I came all the way to McDonald's. I want some good fries. Hello? I'm going to go home with bad fries. Who goes to McDonald's for bad fries? And now it's also interesting because here it looks like we have a little hermit energy. We got the hermit with the 6 of coins. When it comes to worth, the hermit with the 6 of coins. I mean, the 6 of coins is you give what you get. You get what you give and you give what you get. But the 6 of coins in this case is you get what you give. And with the hermit, it's like you're not giving anything. You're not giving anything, but you're expecting everything, is this energy. You're not putting into it what you're expecting to get out of it. So this could be a conflated sense of worth, right? A conflated sense of worth being like, you think you're worth $1 million, but you don't even do 10 cents worth of work, or you don't even put in $1 worth of effort, or you don't even put in like $2 worth of presence, of just being there. It's like you're doing the bare minimum, expecting the most. And I feel like a lot of times we sort of look at Venus and stuff. We see her on her throne, and like the man's is at her feet, under her feet, fanning her, feeding her grapes, doing all of this. But they're doing all of that because she's actually worth that. Because she's put in, like, she's a whole freaking like goddess. And Venus actually does stuff, right? She doesn't just sit there entitled and expect, people to do whatever. And again, it's like, this is the misconception over here. This is like when you've actually done the work and you begin to like put it into motion. Because this energy, it comes, I don't want to say it comes with a price, but it's like we have to prove our vessel's worthy of carrying it. And our vessel isn't just our physical body, it's our mental body, our etheric bodies, our emotional bodies, our mental bodies, and our vision, and the way it's our alignment and how all of that works. All of that needs to be in functioning order for this divine feminine energy to come into it, right? It's like in the Bible, it says our body is our temple. And I think a lot of times people look at the physical body, and it also says we're made in the image of God. And, no one's like the physical body of God, because it's like he doesn't have a body. And if he did have a body, or if she did have a body, then why we all look different? Like what they really look like. But then also at the same time, it's like people tell me I look like my mom. People tell me I look like my dad. And people say that they don't look like each other. And I know that's like the opposite way, but it's like when it's talking about the vessel, when it's talking about the body, when it's talking about the image, we have to think like when it comes to energy, when it comes to spirit. What is a vessel when it comes to spirit? What is a body when it comes to spirit? What is an image when it comes to spirit? Right? And it's not that they're not connected, but it's more than just one thing. And that is why this is the energy of complete integration over here. And this is like partial integration or lesser integration over here. And so again, with this worth, it's this energy, it feels like a sort of entitlement of like, I should be able to do nothing and get everything that I want with the Six of Pentacles. Like I should get so much that I can give in excess. But it's like an exchange of the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, and how you show up and what you do. And ultimately, it's connected to that heart space because it's the feminine. And I want to see where I am because I may actually do another one. Oof, I'm already at 1 hour and 20 minutes. I knew that if I did it this way, it would be a little bit longer. So I'm actually not going to do it. I think I will just do this kind of sort of as a series. And then just come on every day and see what is what. We started with the Divine Feminine today. Maybe I'll intentionally pull Oneness and see what the Divine Masculine has to say, or what that would look like. But I kind of sort of like this. Because it's a lot more detailed than we may initially think. And it's like when it comes to divine feminine energy, when it comes to manifestation, and when it comes to birthing something, there is a time of conception, there is a time of gestation, and then there's a time of delivery. And this is an understanding and appreciation for each phase of the cycle. Conception, the Ten of Swords and the Hermit. That is taking it all in and holding it and not needing to externalize it and do this and do that. It's about working with it, twisting it in the internal, stripping it, and then through what we feed it, building it into something greater. And then here's the gestation. Well, if this is conception, it's just about taking it in, right? Then with this gestation, that's the Three of Wands. That's the outside. That's what we sort of ingest and put into our bodies to build upon it with the Seven of Pentacles, right? We give it love. We give it, like, we talk to it, right? Why am I rubbing my belly? We talk to it, we give it love, and then with that abundance, with that crystal, it's also like the physical body and the pieces of the self. And so we feed it things that will actually like build it, right? Because we know that one day with that seed, it's going to actually be born. And then when it comes to the conception of it or the delivery of it, we don't just wait until it comes out. But with this title card here, it's like, if it isn't causing any trouble, if it isn't causing any problems, like if we don't need the baby out right now, we wait until it comes out naturally. And then over here, it's kind of sort of like backwards. So over here at conception is the Ten of Cups. So the conception is like, I see it and I want it. It's like, I want a baby. Okay, well, you gonna go get pregnant? You gonna adopt? Like, what are you gonna do? Or are you just gonna sit there wanting a baby? When it comes to gestation, with the Sovereign of Cups and with the Anchor, it's like a chastity belt. And it's interesting because it's like, and again, with the Anchor on the Sovereign of Cups, this energy up here it's weighing down this energy. And so it's like you want to get pregnant, but you have like a chastity belt on, so you can't even get pregnant. You don't have room to accept the material. You don't have space to allow this thing to grow within you. And then when it comes to delivery, it's like you're not Mary. This ain't Immaculate Conception. And like it could be, but we're not ready for that over here. It's almost the energy of like someone who thinks that they're pregnant. It's psychosomatic. How the mind affects and influences the body. So it's like up here, even though you have this chastity belt on, so you can't like get pregnant, or there's something biologically. It's like you are biologically prevented from this conception, from getting impregnated. And it could be inherent to your biology, or it could be something external like that chastity belt, right? But it's like the path to your biology that would allow you to be impregnated is blocked for whatever reason. But you think you're pregnant and you're so convinced that 1 second your body, hold up, I forgot to turn my camera off, but that's fine. So yeah, my mom just got some food. I thought it would be like breakfast, but I guess it's like 1:20, so that's fine. But yes, it's like there's something preventing you from getting pregnant. But you're so convinced psychologically and mentally that you are pregnant that your body begins to respond. And then you're like, well, if I'm not pregnant, then why am I like gaining weight? And why am I like bloating? And why does my feet and my back hurt? And why am I having weird food cravings? And all of this other stuff that you associate mentally with being pregnant. And then it's like 9 months pass and nothing comes out. And nothing comes out because nothing ever went in. Right? You get what you give, and you haven't given anything with the Six of Coins and the Hermit. So there's nothing that you're getting out of it. And that's lesser versus more integrated, majestic eminence, priestess, divine feminine, and worth energy. Right? And then it's almost the case that like there's a potential here for some frustration. And so since you're not getting what you think you deserve, you're just going to go out and take whatever, when this energy over here would wait. And you may not even necessarily know what you're waiting for, but you know what your worth is, and you know what your worth isn't, and you're not going to accept anything less than what you're actually worth. And this is a worth that has been tried and true and proven, not just a conflated sense of, what you deserve. So let's put these back. Let's get this shuffle up. Shuffle up, shuffle up. I can't believe I only pulled one card. But hey, it comes out how it's supposed to. It always comes out how it's supposed to. And this is interesting because I feel like otherwise these cards are like fairly good. But in this context, it's like that's the Emperor with the Queen of Cups essentially. But in this deck, it's the Anchor and it's the Sovereign of Cups. Right? With great power comes great responsibility, and you ain't even trying to be responsible. So it's hampering the power that you get. You get out what you put into it, and you're not putting anything into it. Not anything of substance. And like if you get pregnant, that's like 9 months that you're pregnant continuously. You don't get a break from being pregnant because your feet hurt and your back hurt and you're tired of eating and you don't want to gain any more weight, so the baby's just going to go away, or you're just going to stop gaining weight. Everything that comes with pregnancy comes with pregnancy, and it's different for every lady, I'm sure. And so it may be your experience that you don't experience this or you don't experience that. Some people get pregnant and they don't even know they're pregnant. Right? It's like, and then a lot of people will be like, how do you not know you're pregnant? I don't know, but some people don't know they're pregnant and they be pregnant. Because it's different for everybody. That might be one of the cases like, well, people told me like it would be this and it would be that and it would be all these things that I just didn't experience, so I didn't even know I was pregnant. And again, that's the separation of the mental collective and the mental individual that needs to happen. And the integration and the steadfastness that needs to happen as a result of that. Or where that difference leads you. It leads you to you. Right? And we're just going to pull the cards off the top. And I'm going to give these a shuffle up and then we'll see. Actually, we're not going to do that because that's not how I do this. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I don't get reversals. Even if I do, I'll just turn them upright. But yeah, that's interesting. And then we'll give it a few of these just in case. Not just in case, just because. Is that forgiveness? I don't think I saw forgiveness. Yeah, I do have reversals. It's fine. Okay. Final message, final card. We're not going to get into the book for this one. That's like... I'm going to acknowledge them and then put them right back. Oh! Oneness is at the top. And oneness is the divine masculine. It's balance, patience, and divine masculine. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to read these. No, I'm going to leave everything on the table. I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to do this divine masculine. Because it came out, and today is a rest day, I guess. And instead of doing, like, 3D work, I'm doing, plus work. So I'll be back. If this is where, like, if you don't watch the divine masculine part of it, I hope you have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're doing what you need to be doing to have a good whatever whenever you see this. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I wish you prosperity, peace, blessings, and so much more. Bye.